Good morning, I'm back. Yay, man, what a journey it's been. Talk about changes. I got that song Sandalphon gave me a long time ago. We're going through changes. And so that's coming up right as I get on live. Not live, sorry, I'm not live, but right as I get on my recording, we are going through changes. Okay, so that's part of the messages coming forth. So right before I got on, I did light my sage and some Palo Santo both, so you might see a little bit of the smoke coming through. It's right in front of the camera basically. To cleanse my space, cleanse my energy. I have my new selenite bar, or what you want to call Satan's bar right here, bringing forth some new energy. And so I'm kind of changing up the space a little bit again like I usually do. So yay, I feel very positive, very hyped. I've had some interesting things coming forth, so I'll tell you that. And I've had a lot of saints coming forth. Now, I've never had saints coming forth before, ever, you guys. Since my awakening, it's been Sandalphon, Seraphim Angel. He comes to me as a Seraphim Angel, which is different than most. I've expressed that before, and of course, certain angels. But all of a sudden, I've got saints coming forth. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do with that? And of course, it's share the information, right? Like a lot of people don't get to or are searching for who these beings might be. And so with that being said, I will discuss it a little bit. Saint Anthony came forth the other day for me. Now, he was known as somebody who very much so cared for the homeless and the starving, and people who were of poorer backgrounds than he. And he basically gave his life to help for that. And I'm not kidding you guys when I tell you that over this last year, I have given my life to do what I had to do. Everything about me went on the back burner. And I did everything I had to do to meet my marks, to work with the Galactic Council, to ground the president. No kidding, I had to do that at one point. There was constant things coming forth for me to do. And so, I'm like, maybe that's why. Maybe the saints are like, hey, we're with you. So I'll take it, whatever the purpose for what they're coming forth was. They didn't really have a main message. But St. Anthony is about finding things that are lost. People call on him a lot to find things that are lost, he said. And it's also about wishes, like good luck. Like when he came forth, it was about, being able to call forth what we might need. So if you guys are in need of things, if you're wanting to call forth things that you have lost, call on St. Anthony. He was a very good energy. And then remember last time I had St. Genevieve coming through. So I welcomed them. I never, want to forget they exist as well, just as much as the angels. So with that being said, that's what's been going on. Now for me, you guys, I told you in my last video that no matter how hard I tried to stay consistent at the moment, things were happening for me. And I had to go into a bit of a cocoon, right? Like right before I butterfly, how butterflies do. Caterpillars become a butterfly. They go into their little cocooning stage. And I feel like that's kind of what I did. But again, I had to figure out my next step. So things were not working for me. I was trying everything I could to clear my chakras. It just wasn't working. And then finally I figured it out. It was the next level. Okay, so I had to use my own hands to clear my own chakras. And that's what's up. That's what I had to do. And as soon as I did, it was beautiful. After that, I had to rest. And then this morning, I got the message of, hey, you did your healing. Now it's time to go. And so I'm like, yay, I'm excited. So blah, 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 all of that going on about me. That's enough about me. I am coming up with a set schedule for YouTube. Okay, I'm going to be doing Monday messages and a Wednesday check-in. Okay, and then I'm also going to be Monday guided meditation. So that is a permanent force here. All right, so I'm stopping the 30 days. We will do Monday guided meditations. They may not be live though. That is going to go forth with the week ahead. Okay, so you'll have your guided your channeled messages coming forth for the week ahead on Mondays. I will still do It's in the Air on Sundays. And then also on Mondays, you're going to have your weekly guided meditation that goes with what is needed for the week. Then we will also do the Wednesday or Thursday check-in, maybe Thursday check-in midweek. Somewhere in there, depending upon what's going on, of course. And on top of all of that, you guys, I have new workshops came forth, and holy majoli did they up level, like no joke. So Patreons, listen up. Hopefully you guys are listening. I will message there too. I had set up a thing. It did change a little bit. I now have new beings coming forth. I have Ashtar, who is wanting to help us with these. And then it's all about some pyramid and some DNA activations. Okay. So yeah, that's a lot. I will also post those in the email very soon. Those are exciting. And then I was even dreaming about pyramids last night. So that is in the air. It's time I activate them. I don't know exactly what that means, you guys. But that's what came through. It is time for me to activate the pyramids. Because it's my, and also I told you I split the earths into two, right? And all the light workers were talking about the new earth and two earths ever since then. In one of my workshops, I did it. You guys are probably well aware that we're there. One of the last workshops I did, actually, I think it was, before the list was over, we split the earth into two. And now scientists are coming up with a new planet that is just like the earth. So I'm like, ha, it's real. So I was really excited, right? It's kind of weird when you do this work in the spiritual realm and then to finally see changes in the physical. It really does help a lot. So that's going on too. And I'm going to tell you guys, we'll do some also informational videos, okay? So about the pyramids and about things that have been coming through for me, because that is part of my purpose here. That is part of what God wants me to do, is bring forth the correct knowledge. In my first video, I talked about as above, so below. So what I've done is we've brought heaven to earth, basically, and those who chose. So we have been in a testing stage. That's what the divide was. That's what everything has been lately, is a test. Are you willing to surrender? Are you ascending? That kind of stuff. For those that don't, for the other path, they chose to go to the other earth and live out another round of very long karmic cycle. Okay, living under like Biden type stuff. Yeah, I said his name. Let's protect that. Boop, bubble around my videos. Anywho, so that's, yeah, I've got a lot of knowledge to bring forth. Okay, so just bear with me. That will be also coming. So I will have informational videos. I will do the guided meditation on Monday, and then we will do also, right, messages, channel guidance, and things of that nature. So that was a lot. Hopefully you guys can keep up with that. That's what's been going on. That's what's been coming up for me. Yes, it's a lot. Like they told me that I have knowledge to bring forth. I've told you guys that before, in a new modality. So that's what stage we're going into. And then I need to activate the pyramids, because that is, okay, so I'm going to do another separate video on the pyramids. Okay, so just keep your eyes peeled for that. That's how I'm going to do that. So for now, we are going to get into the week ahead for my YouTube family. And anybody else, this is going to call forth, you guys. So I'm finally calling forth new people. So the reason I was kept small is because for the work that I was doing, I had to be very protected. My energy had to be very, very protected. And even in the small group that I was in, I got a lot of hate and a lot of people trying to keep me down. Yes, even spiritual people. I will say that again. Yes, even spiritual people were trying to keep me down. So there's a reason I was kept small, plus I had to heal. Now I've gotten to the point where I think we're going to be expanding into a much larger family soon. So just heads up for that, okay? For my longers, my lifers, you guys are my number ones always. So, whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, that was a lot. If you guys have any questions, post below the video. I will be glad to answer them. Roger, we miss you. I will keep saying that. Come home. All right, anywho. Let's see this. Spirit, what do people know for the week ahead? Well, excuse me. Tongue tied. Let's try that one again. Spirit, what does the collective need to know for the week ahead? For the week ahead of us. Why I can't talk, I don't know. What is coming? What is going? Oh, okay. So I heard transition. All right. So this week we are going to embark upon a massive transition, they're saying. This is a personal transition as well as a collective one. So we're all going to be transitioning in some form or another, some way, shape, form, or another. Transition. That's the big one. Okay. Transition. So I got a lot of decks out here. I'm like, which one do we want to start with? Psychic Tarot it is. We are going to start with. So this is a week of transition, which some of you, I can actually hear somebody saying, What do you mean a week of transition? That's all we've been doing. Somebody, I don't know who it is saying, what do you mean? That's all we've been doing is transitioning. Yes. You're right. But I feel like this is going to be a much bigger scale of a transition. So no longer small closet transitions. Okay, these are going to be big, more public transitions is what they're saying. We were going to transition more in the public eye. Okay. All right, so what do the cards have to say for the week ahead? Okay, hold on, bear with me. I just heard another saint pop up in my head, and I don't want to say a name until I look it up. Because again, you guys, I don't research this stuff. Oh, okay, he is real. All right, I still do that, yes. Like, oh my gosh, he's real. Okay, so Saint Nicholas just popped in my space. Okay, all right, so that's so I'm like, why are all these saints popping up? Okay, so one of my buddies just said, I know I'm ousting you online, but you know, she's dealt with this a lot too, so this may really resonate with you as well. But we are going to be going into a time of eliminating the religion. Okay, yeah, I can't say it the same anymore. So the word religion was coined off of religion. We just pronounce it differently. We take away its power. Okay, so it was about re-ligion-ing, realigning people, dividing people. Okay, and so that has to also be eliminated. And so they're telling me now to pay attention because I feel like we're going to be eliminating the religion. Okay, so take that for what it's worth. That's part of the transition that's coming forth. Okay, but Saint Nicholas is coming forth right now. And so let me look at it because again, I don't study this stuff. Only spiritual comes forth. So he is known as Saint Nicholas the Wonder Worker because of many miracles attributed to his intercession. Oh, wow. So he was around from the year 270 to the year 343. I love this. I've just been so many saints coming forth. Like I said, it's interesting to me. And I was like, where's my angels? So, of course, Sandalphon came for me this morning personally. And I cried. I told him I missed him. That's my story. So he was Greek. Oh, so that's where the Santa Claus comes in, right? Begins with him, but I also know somebody wrote a poem in the 1800s about it too. But I feel like that's going to be eradicated, you guys. Oh, okay. So there is some story on there. Feel free to look it up on how he became, St. Nicholas became, the gift giver and Santa Claus type of a thing. But I don't think that's part of his message. So without looking any further into that, I'm going to go back into channeling and see what he has to say for us today. So yeah, it's part of the transitioning out of the religion. So pay attention to that, okay? And again, you can look at false media. That's not going to guide you to the realities. So I would look for something that is true media. Stay away from the false media, okay? Because that's not where you're going to get your news. That's where you're going to get the falsehoods, the more of the whole mind control type of stuff that we've been eliminating. But they are bringing forth that we're going to be transitioning out of religion. Starting and more relevantly brought forth this week. Okay, so more like in a public eye is what they're saying. And he is also saying that the transition is a positive one. So things are going to change. Things are going to change in the way we do things. Remember, like heaven on earth type stuff. And that's not about consumerism, is it? Remember I told you they look at us as zombies. That's how they looked at you. That's why they would come out with the zombie movies and you would pay for your own entertainment of what an idiot they thought you were. Straight up, that's what it is. And zombies, my 12-year-old got this. He straight looked at me and he goes, oh my gosh, Mom, you're right. They look at us as we are mindless consumers. And I'm like, oh my gosh, my kid got it. So my 12-year-old got that. But yes, it's about mindless, brainless consumers. And that's kind of what Christmas became about, right? And so we're going to be transitioning some things as far as how we view things, how celebrations might occur. and so on and so forth. So that's going to start surfacing. And instead of the word religion, Spirit showed me it was really re-ligion-ing. Re-ligion-ing. So we are dividing the nation through the word called religion. That's what it was about. Take that for what it is. All right, so I'm just pulling the cards from the Psychic Tarot deck first. We got 3 of those. And oh, nope, they said 4. So bear with me. 4. I heard 4. All right, let's see what we got. Ooh, snap. Okay. Oh, lots of 5s here. We've got 2 5s. All right, so the first card is the universe. Universe, 21. Then we have foundation and achievements. Oh, snap. Universal changes to the foundations that we have built. Okay, so that's what I'm already hearing out of that one. But that's not it. So let me just pull them all out. Then we have number 5, right? So I'm really drawn to this one. Conflict and defeat. Conflict and defeat. Okay, and then we have wisdom. Wisdom. I'm hearing changes with these 2. That's what these 2 are representing, as changes. This one doesn't necessarily mean we're going to suffer in conflict and be defeated. Okay, so just be open for that. But let's see what all these mean together. Let me take a drink. Very beautiful cards. Universal energy, major arcana. So major changes for the universe is coming up is what I'm hearing for this one. And I'm also hearing downloads. So those of you who are connected, those of you who have your crown chakra open and are ready to receive, pay attention to new information coming through. Look at that, wisdom. Okay, so that's also major arcana, aren't they? All right, and so that's working together. All right, so I'm hearing the message all together. It's so cool. All right, so I love my new high vibe bottle. Thank you, Angela, for letting me know about those. All right, so we have universe, changes coming. Okay, so there's more information coming through. There's going to be changes into the wisdom that we've housed, right? So, and I just talked about with that with St. Anthony, didn't I? Religion. Okay, and then foundation. Our foundation is going to change. But that way it can be stronger. So we're eliminating the false foundations, okay? And we're getting support to do so. So number 4 is really sticking out for that one for me too. So we've got downloads of new universal light codes, information, growth within the way we look at things and the way we think at things, okay? So new wisdom coming through. Changes in the wisdom that we've housed, right? We're bringing more earth light or God's light magic to the earth. Okay, as above, so below is sticking out for me right now, you guys. That one keeps poking at me. I said that over a year ago. I've said that many, many times. I've brought forth as above, so below. So I brought heaven to earth, basically, right? That's what we've all been working to do. So take that for what it's worth. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it means we have to let go of old patterns. And so that's also coming through for you. So whatever parts of these resonate for you, know that they're for you, period. If they resonate, they're for you. If they don't, that's okay. There might be bits and pieces in each one that is for you, and there might be some that's not. So just pay attention to that. Whatever resonates is for you, so please take note, they're saying. But there is going to be changes in perspective, so new wisdom coming through, changes in our foundation, okay? Conflict and despair. So yes, okay, so I'm hearing, is this like a dark, what is the message in this one? And so I'm hearing there is more of that divide. The divide is going to get a little bigger this week, especially with religion stuff starting to surface. Oh my, oh my. So just be aware of that. They're saying please be mindful to stay out of it or it can rock your foundation. Okay, because what is happening is people were being tested this last month. People were being tested. What side are you on? It is seriously like that. Like, are you on the dark or are you in the light? And that's just the way it goes. Like, I remember there was this individual who I had even warned them. Like, God was sending messages to people I knew that didn't know them. Like, are you sure this is what your soul wants? Because you were being tested. You're either going to stay in this new earth or you're going into the karmic reality earth. Because that's what the old earth or the split created, is if you want to go and live the way that's being presented now with BIDEN in the house and all of the religion stuff still, and if you were comfortable with all of that false foundation, if you're comfortable with being shrouded in drug life, if you're comfortable with hurting women, right? You don't invoke love to hurt women. If you're comfortable with all of that kind of stuff and not wanting to grow in your soul, then you are making the choice to go one way. That's what that divide became. Okay? And so be mindful of that. That's what's being presented this week. It's like another push. Like, are you sure this is what you want? It's almost like a magnet. Like, are you really sure? Because we're shaking up that muck to do what? Activate the portals and send you to the other earth. Basically, it sounds sciencey. And I couldn't have ever told you that I was going to move planets and create a new planet, because I did that. I split the earth. So it was nuts to see it. But that is who I am. And not everybody can do that, thank God, or we would have been in trouble. And so again, I'm not a light worker, y'all. I am not a light worker. I came here to bring heaven down. I came here to create changes and to help the light workers, because the realities even they once knew are changing, right? And so it's going to be totally different in the higher energies. So that's also what they're pointing, okay? And so that's what this one represents. There are going to be like the last tail ends of that divide being shown, okay? Conflict and despair. Also, they're telling me in a personal note, so not so much wide collective, but more internal, individual collective. Be mindful of conflicts and despair, because it's probably shadow pieces surfacing. And so don't get caught up in hurting relationships. Don't get caught up in seeing falsehoods. Okay, because false foundations are surfacing to get rid of, and you don't want to go with it. Are you hearing me? Right? Divine changes, new wisdom coming through to create the real foundation for beautiful, actual, prosperous, abundant achievements. More universal energies and codes are coming forth. We are going into the actual ascension. We've been ascending, but it is going to be a big boom, okay? Like, no joke. Not like a bomb going off, but the divide will be done, and those who chose to go one way will go one way. Those who chose to go the other way will go the other way. This is no joke. That's what's up. And I had talked many times over this last year that we have to accept that some won't go with us, okay? We have to accept that and remember that everybody made their choice, okay? So that's that part. So now we're going to do some clarifying off of that. So let's clarify the conflict and despair. Well, here, we'll start with the universe, because that's where I keep going to. So we're going to clarify the major changes within the universal influx that is being presented with that first card. 2-1. I'm also seeing number 3 in that one too, right? 3, and I'm also seeing changes. Okay, so universal changes on a kind of cosmic scale, right? All right, so let's see what came through for clarifying that one. Goddess of the Moon, 52. Goddess of the Moon came for clarifying that one. Okay, so I'm hearing further defining your connection and also releasing anything that is keeping you from your highest light. All right, so that's also what's coming through this week. More stuff being shaken to the surface. Okay, so be mindful of that. Remember, be mindful of that. Be mindful of more things coming out, because the moon is about the right direction, the right directional pull. One of the first alignments I did was moving the earth to align with the moon. And one of my like second or third workshops, we tilted the earth to align it to the moon. I was with Athena when I did that one. And so this is, I'm being drawn to that for a reason, as a part of the message, is that we created a new pull, right? And so it's a deep pull, and I feel like it could be very heavy. So be very mindful of that in the week coming forward. Okay, that's what they're saying for that. Let's go ahead and clarify conflict and despair, please. Oop, all right. Ooh, okay. The Sun card came out for a clarifier for conflict and despair. And so that's exactly what and I just got chills. That's exactly what I told you was going on with it. You guys, is it's designed to eliminate the false foundation. So please don't get caught up in any conflict and despair that's rising. Okay, it's a falsehood. It might not even be your thoughts, right? It's not your energy necessarily. It's trying to get rid of old energy. So don't go with it, because as long as you let it go, there's prosperous, right? There's healing here. There's bathing and basking in the sunlight. There's taking a moment to rejoice in who you are and where you've come. Spiritual growth and ascension here, okay? And also new ideas coming forth, all right? So don't get caught up in any conflict and despair that's rising, because darkness does what? Darkness fights. Darkness yells. Darkness doesn't see light. Darkness can't see light, you guys. And that was presented to me by somebody from my past coming forward. They could not see any light. It was still the same darkness. And so I had to block that off, no matter how much that hurt me. No matter how much that hurt me, I wasn't going to get caught up in it, because it's part of the false foundation that is going to be eliminated this week, or surfacing to be eliminated this week. Okay, do we understand that? And there's new wisdom coming forth, right? New wisdom coming forth by the choices that you make. Okay, so I'm also hearing that too, is if you make choices of light, of more ascension, of positive energy, remaining out of the conflict and despair, you will also ascend with more wisdom, more real wisdom of what it should be like living in a space of love and light. Okay, so that's what they're saying there. Beautiful, beautiful clarifiers. All right, so Goddess deck, without clarifying these, we're just going to add on. What are the messages you would like to bring forth for the collective this week? All right, and so for the meditation, I think it will be about balance. So I'll be loading that up later today as well. And you guys, I will tell you again, these messages come from the highest light. So if they resonate with you, run with it, okay? Adaptability. What a perfect card to be coming forth, you guys. Oh, we can't see the word though, so I'll show it first. Adaptability. It's super important for you to be adaptable. Don't get caught up in it. You got, oh my gosh, they are screaming, don't get caught up in it, you guys. Don't get, okay, and again, number one, ascension. It's a part of ascending. The darkness is rising. Please don't get caught up in it. Be adaptable to the changes, okay? So things like holidays, things like what we once thought was right is going to be falling out of part of the false foundation. So don't get caught up in any of it. Be adaptable to changes. Be adaptable to new knowledge coming through. Be adaptable to new information coming through for you of how things were really created and how they're going to be from here forth, if you chose the side of staying here. If you're going with the older energies, the only thing that's going to change for you is the reality of the people in your circle, and probably the earth in which you reside on, right? You won't be staying here because I ascended this earth. Literally, that's what's up. I know it's mentally hard to understand that as being a human on earth. It is not fathomable, and people will say you're crazy. Just wait, hold space. But please be adaptable, okay? Please be adaptable to everything that's coming forth. Otherwise, you will get caught up, and you don't want to go with the negative end. I mean, unless you do, right? And if you do, I doubt you're listening to these messages. It's probably the ones that keep disliking my videos. I don't know. I'm just saying, be adaptable to change. Be adaptable to letting that light and love in, and realizing that maybe that thing that you don't like is what you need to let go of, because it's part of that false foundation that's about to go away. Think about how God looks at women. Think about, oh, I just got chills, you guys. And they're really emotional with this message. I'm sorry. I don't know why, but think about how God views women, how he looks at women. Oh wow, it's a lot of releasing there. I think as part of the goddess rising and coming back to what it should be, we realize how evil men have been to women. How superficial, I'm hearing, men have become towards women, and why women became so fake. We have to paint our face to feel better about ourselves. We have to hide our true beauty to be accepted. We have to be in competition with each other because men don't know what true beauty really is. I'm not saying they don't, but they've been shrouded, right? It's part of that falsehood, okay, that I'm hearing is also going to be removed. So be mindful of that, okay? Be mindful of, superficial views surfacing, especially with the way we viewed women over centuries and centuries, because we are bringing back the goddess. Hello, I am a goddess descent. I'm a Pleiadian goddess, starseed. Not a light worker. I come from the highest of light, okay? So what they call a prophet, they always thought it would be Jesus coming. No, not for what we're doing now. All right, so be very mindful. Sorry, I got super emotional with that one. There's a lot of healing going on with that right now, and I've literally had people choose drugs over me, you guys. And so that's part of how we view women. Like, what is important? Is money important? Drugs important? Or is a good woman important who sees your heart? Ah, ha, ha, ha. Isis rebirth, okay? We rebirthed. We are rebirthing light, basically. We are rebirthing what was once shrouded in darkness. So be very careful to be adaptable, okay? Because you don't want to be eliminated with the muck, okay? You don't. I'm pretty sure anybody listening to my videos is of a higher light, all right? They are. And even if they're coming to my videos angry, it's because you need to release some stuff, but that's it, right? So I'll take it. I don't care. That's the kind of light worker I am anyways. I invoke their darkness to come out. So when you do that, when you're that type of a light worker and people come into your space and their darkness starts to surface, it creates anger. So, I'm pretty used to that. It doesn't bother me anymore. Matter of fact, an ex-friend of mine came back forth, full circle. And when I first had my awakening, Spirit pushed me to say something. And as soon as I did that, and it wasn't even something bad, but she flew off and called me names, and I saw her true colors. And this time when she came back, it was the same thing. I told her I can't go into that. I've got to do this work. And she couldn't see it. She went right to the same place. You blah, 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 blah. And I had to shut it down. So just be mindful of falsehoods. Be mindful of things presenting themselves. And a quick switch, right? There's a lot of stuff surfacing to eliminate, okay? There's a lot of rebirth going on. And so things might present as one way. So just sit in stillness, all right? Listen to your guides. Listen to your inner voice, your gut telling you what to do. Be able to listen to that. That's been part of the message I've been bringing forth for a year, is if you can't listen to your internal guidance in this time frame, we can accidentally get caught up and go to a place we don't want to go, okay? So be mindful. Whenever we're rebirthing, whenever we're coming into a higher light, things will test you. It's like the darkness senses it, and they're like, ooh, let's go try to get them back. Okay, so be mindful. You'll hear people saying, not today, devil, right? That kind of a thing. I don't call it the devil. I just call it darkness. All right. This one's beautiful. Oop, and I'm also seeing the phoenix rising. So that's part of rebirth. So this one is reevaluation. It's time to reevaluate where we came from. It's time to reevaluate our heart space, I'm hearing on this one. Reevaluate your relationships. Reevaluate your relationship with God and who God was to you. Is it based on the religion, or is it based on your internal source of love and light? That's where true God is, right? That's where true holiness really is within you. It's not outside of you guys. And that's part of the falsehood and that divide, the religion that they brought forth, is they taught you that things were outside of you. Nothing is outside of you. Everything is inside of you. You call forth what you need from the outside. That's it. But everything is already inside of you, okay? And so that's what's coming forth to be eliminated, is part of that religion, that part of that divide. And so be mindful, okay? Be very mindful. It's time to reevaluate. So when things come up like conflict and despair, reevaluate it. Reevaluate it. Like, is this worth it? What is this? Is this part of that darkness that we're removing from the new earth? They're calling it the new earth, even though it's the same one we're sitting on. It's because I changed it a lot. I'm not kidding you. I moved this earth like 5 times at least. All right. So that's why you'll hear it called the new earth. But You know, it's time to reevaluate your thoughts, reevaluate your energy, reevaluate where you're sending it, because you don't want to get caught up and removed into the karmic reality of Earth. Okay? Do you understand? All right. Thank you, Spirit. Let's bring forth a little bit of fairy magic for the week. What would the fairies like to say for the week? Man, when I brought up the goddess cards, I bawled my eyes out. Whew, I feel like there's some deep goddess love energy healing going on this week. Please, if you are a guy, reevaluate how you look at women. Reevaluate it through God's eyes. What is beauty? What is love? Reevaluation needs to occur. All right, that's what the goddesses are telling me. Please do so. Wow, that was beautiful. All right, so come on, fairy love. What do you have to... Ooh, so right away I got magic and joy and fun. Play. They want you to play. Be present in the moment and able to play. Okay? That's the fairy message coming forth. Oh, and they also said, look in a book. Look in a book. Whatever your question right now, you'll find the answer in a book. The words you find will bring the insight you seek. Okay, so what I'm hearing with this one is when you have questions and you ask out loud, when you ask God, what does this mean? What is this? What do I do with this? And you have a question, be mindful of the words that pop up for an answer, right? Just be mindful of the things that come into your space that might be the answer you're looking for. Like for instance, I'll be like, okay, how do I do this? And then something will pop up, be like a great place to go research to get that answer. Okay, so that's what they're saying, is that some of you might be asking for that, right? Like, what do I do here? I feel like also I'm hearing there's new knowledge coming forth for career for some of you. So some of you might need a little bit of schooling. Some of you might be going into another form of school or another level of schooling is what I'm hearing, like the next layer. So that energy is coming forth this week as well. New knowledge into who we are, into who you are, and into the gifts you house. We all have gifts. How are you letting them come forth? That is the question. All right, what do we need to surrender as a collective? I'm hearing 2 of those. Okay, so we will have 2 surrender cards for this week. And again, I will do a Wednesday or Thursday check-in. I haven't decided which day would be best. Probably Thursday, because that would be like midway between Monday and Sunday. Yeah, so we'll do a Thursday check-in, okay? Another guidance message, Thursday check-in. And then Sunday live, it's in the air, all right? I like that. Okay. What does the collective need to surrender? Hearing 2 cards here. So again, whatever resonates with you, go with it. If some doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. Let it be for the next person. Just take what does resonate for you. Okay. Okay, you guys, this one goes really much so with this card. Conflict and despair, or conflict and defeat, right? There's a lot of conflict, though, I'm hearing, too, and some of us do have that energy of defeated. I feel defeated and depleted. So be careful, okay, to be filling your cup and stepping into self-care and self-love. You'd be silly not to right now. You must do so, all right? Because if you are a light worker, you are going to come into a place where lots of people need you. At one point, we got Recovering Humanity still on the board, okay? If you are a light worker, you will come into a place very soon where you are going to be needed on a mass level because we still have Recovering Humanity on the board. I had to repeat that. Somebody needed to hear it for sure. All right, so then we have surrendering the drama. All right, so whatever conflict comes up, please surrender it. Don't be in the drama. Drama is so silly. It's a waste of energy, and it's a way to keep you in the divide. Do you understand? Surrender the drama. It's surfacing to be eliminated. Do not get caught up in I'm also hearing this again. So at first I told you so's, we saw what that was. I hear there's a second round of I told you so's coming. Do not get caught up in those. Do not get caught up in any I told you so's. Surrender the need to be in the conflict and defeat. Surrender the need to be in drama. All right, super important. Then the card says, no matter how emotionally charged the situation, remain calm and don't contribute to the drama. Remember, emotions can shroud. Step back if you're in your emotions. Staying centered will help you resolve the issue more quickly. So yes, if it's heavy emotional, step back for a moment, take some breathers, get out of your headspace, drop into your heart. That's how you surrender to the drama. Okay, don't get caught up in the drama. Surrender to rest and sleep. So didn't I tell you we must rejuvenate right now? You must be taking care of yourself. because if you're not, it can get very heavy for you. And it also can get to a place, they tell me, it's like avoidant behavior. It's like you're not able to hear the call because you're too busy running from rest and sleep. All right? You must surrender to rest and sleep. So if your body's tired, do it. This morning I went back to sleep for half an hour. I surrendered to that rest. All right? And then I got a weird vision we won't talk about. But to prevent burnout, slow down. To not miss messages, slow down. That's Spirit's biggest message out of here. To not miss messages, you got to slow down. Honor your need for quiet time and peaceful sleep to rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit. Okay? So that's what's coming forth this week. I will get on the guided meditation for the week next. This was a bit of a longer message, but I bring forth what Spirit wants to give. So whatever resonated for you, take it. I'm here for you, and we will be back again for a mid-week check-in to see how everything is going. Please be kind to each other. Stay out of the drama. Be willing to listen to yourself so that you can receive beautiful healing and magic and new insight and inspirations. Okay? Do not get eliminated with the darkness. Be very mindful to use your power, to stand in your power, and to eliminate false foundations. Okay? That's what this week is really about. Re-ligion is also coming up, so I'm hearing that again, and my ears ringing St. Nicholas again. So we are going to reevaluate. Oop, that's in here too, isn't it? Reevaluation from the goddesses. Yep. Reevaluation for what we once believed in. Okay? All right. So much love to you guys. I will see you again soon. Happy Monday. By the way, you make really good choices. Love you. Bye.